All right. So again, like I said, my name is Leon Moody, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. And I was blessed enough to be able to go out of the country even as a child, right? And that's relevant because I believe that it increased my vision at a very early age, right? It was able to open my eyes, right, and open my mind to things that aren't normal in St. Louis, Missouri, right? So if anybody doesn't know, St. Louis, Missouri is the 13th most dangerous city in the world, like in the whole world per capita, because it's not that big, but it's violence everywhere. All right. So what going out of the country did expanded my vision to understand how huge the world really is. Okay. So vision is the ability to plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Right. So that's to be able to see ahead with our imagination. Our imagination is one of the higher faculties of our mental altitude. All right. Animals don't really have imagination. That's something that only humans possess. That's one of the things that makes us the most powerful beings on the planet. You feel me? So in the book that really kind of changed my whole perspective on my mind and the power is Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. That one for me, right? But even then, Napoleon Hill said, imagination is the most marvelous and miraculous force that the world has ever known. Right? That's the physical world, right? Obviously, the spiritual world is God. That's the most powerful force. But on the planet Earth, right, that's walking around us, that's imagination. Right? See, my mentor told me that imagination is a preview of what's to come in your life. Whatever you're thinking about, that's literally what's going to happen. Right? And that's why the vision has to be written with imagination or wisdom. And wisdom comes from experience or you asking for their wisdom. All right. So first thing first, in order for an idea or a goal to become a vision, a real vision, you have to write it down. Right? But when you write it down, you can't just say, I want this. Right? You got to write it down and it has to be in the present tense. It's got to be in the present tense or the past tense as if it's already happened. And you can't just write it one time and then kind of just come back to it. Nah. Right? You got to write it multiple times every single day. And what you do when you write it down, you bring in that idea or that vision down from heaven, right? And you putting it right here on earth with you. It becomes tangible. You can touch it, right? I'm not making this stuff up, y'all. Right? That's with my left hand. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a chairman 10 by August 31st, 2020. Pretty sure the next time I wrote it, I moved it up. All right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a chairman 10 by September 4th. Whole another page. Right? And there's multiple goals. This one say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a millionaire. Right? So we got to write it down. And when we write it down, okay, I dig that. Right? But when we write it down, again, it becomes tangible. So what I want you to write down on a paper is, what do I really want? What do I really want? Don't just write a goal down. Write down what you like. Ask yourself, what do I really want out of life? And don't just put one answer down. Don't just put a cheap answer. Oh, I want this. Nah. Right? Write down everything that you want. Make it extremely plain. See, God told us to write the vision and make it plain, meaning make it extremely detailed. Put a date on it. And that's our vision. Right? Now, with the vision, right, in order for it to come to fruition, which when you write it down, it's already done, right? But you have to focus on that vision. You got to focus on it, right? And what's focus? right? Focus is the center of interest or activity. Notice the word activity. So in order for your vision to come, you got to work towards that vision. You got to see it every day, right? You got to visualize it. You got to write it down every single day. And when you write it down, you got to see it more than just with your eyes, right? Because the sight is a physical thing. Sight is just what's right here, right? Now, if your sight can control your vision, it's not really a vision. If what you see in the physical world can deter from your vision, it's not a strong vision. And that's why we have to continue to write it, right? Vincent Van Gogh, they asked Vincent Van Gogh, Vincent, how do you draw such marvelous paintings? He said, first I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream, right? That's extremely powerful. I mean, he didn't just wake up and just, oh, let me just paint. No, right? He visualized this for hours, days, who knows how long, right? So again, our imagination is a preview of what's to come in life. Now, another higher faculty that normally blocks or gets in the way of the vision is our memory. You feel me? So your memory is what's in the past, right? When we think about the memory, we worried about what's happened before. That's what stops us from realizing the vision is so powerful. All right. So we got to see the vision with our heart, right? And when you see it with your heart, that actually can give you discipline towards that vision. Did you realize that visionaries are the people that change the world? So if you haven't wrote down your goal ever, you don't have a vision, you have a goal, right? But visionaries change the world. Think about how we on Zoom. Every single one of y'all are somewhere in a different part of the country. Right? Nipsey Hussle, visionary. Right? Change the game. Nobody won't really record deals anymore. But see, a lot of people use their imagination destructively by worrying. Earl Nightingale said 76% of the worries that people have never happen. They never even happen. But when you worry about it, right, you're increasing the chances of that happening. So when you use your imagination, use it for what you want. But when you have a negative thought, it's going to take 10 to 12 positive thoughts to reinforce that reality. You feel me? Right? So don't ever imagine what you don't want. There's no good in that because you only see what you're prepared to see. See, everything that's going on in the world, we can choose to see it in different lights. You can look at the riots as a negative. You can look at the protests as a negative or a positive, right? I'm not gonna lie, my sight and vision on the protest has shifted. On the riots, it has shifted. Because I realized okay, maybe it's bringing a little bit of unity in our community because that's what we need, right? And when you get the people around you on the same positive vision, that's when we become unstoppable, right? Now, our comfort zone, again, is another way that can kill our vision. See, the nest is only good for an eagle while it's in the egg. There's no good for the nest once the wings of the eagle is developed. It's built to fly. Right? So you got to get out your comfort zone. So in order for you to fly, right? But a lack of vision will cause you to remain in your comfort zone. A lack of vision will allow you to not have self-discipline. A lack of vision will allow people's opinions and words to control how you feel, to control how you think. Right? See, we all live under the same sun, but everybody got a different horizon. Everybody see things differently. A lot of people have different limitations. The only limitations are the ones that we place on ourselves. All right, let's take an example. Henry Ford. I know a lot of this is used a lot, but the V8 engine, when he brought that idea to his own engineers who were supposed to be the best in the world, first and foremost, I can't even believe that we got 20 people on the call, y'all. Oh man. Hey, drop some sevens in the chat box, y'all, just for yourself. It's 28. Oh my goodness, this is a blessing. Okay, 777 in the chat box. But right, so Henry Ford, when he brought the V8 engine to his engineers, they told him it was impossible various times. Hey, Big Hen, we can't do this, bro. I don't know what you want us to do. Figure it out. Walked out the door. 2 weeks later, who gonna tell him? You gonna tell him? I ain't telling him. I told him last week. He walked in the door. Mr. Ford, I don't think you understand how engineering works. This can't be done. Figure it out. He never let them give him an excuse. Right? See, if his vision wasn't clear, we wouldn't have V8 engines driving around all fast. We wouldn't have the fast cars that we have. Clear vision. Visionaries change the world. Steve Jobs. Right? See, in Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, right? He talks about how the devil admits, right, how only accurate thought can defeat him. That's the only way that the devil can be stopped, is the power of accurate thought. Right? See, he uses media, right? Let's say CNN, right? Different news outlets to plant negative images, negative thoughts in our minds. That results in negative actions. Right? When we got the negative actions, if you performing negative actions and all you see is negativity all day, it induces fear. God didn't give us a power of fear. He gave us a power of love and a sound mind. Right? But we have to actively tap into that. One way is to have a vision. Right? Your faith has to drive your vision. Appreciate y'all, man, for real. Your faith has to drive your vision. Right? What is faith? Again, believing in things that you can't even see. Right? See, it takes faith to even write your vision down. It's people in the world that'll say, I want this, but they never write it down. Why not? When you write it down, you give God something to work with. Again, it becomes tangible. It becomes real. Right? It helps you see when you write it and you say it and you speak it, it helps you see it as well. That's why I read out loud. I comprehend it 3 times. I speak it, I hear it, and I see it. Right? So what is your mind dominated by? Is it dominated by negative thought? Or is it dominated by your vision? Right? So we have to be indifferent and we have to actually think for ourselves. And you got to understand that when you have a vision, it's going to take some patience. It's not just an overnight thing. It requires discipline. Right? That's repeating the acts that we don't necessarily want to, and the acts that no one else will, in order for the vision to come. But you can't get impatient. You can't say, God, man, I've been working hard for 3 weeks. So Y'all know I'm not a fan of Christopher Columbus. I'm not gonna lie. However, the man was a genius. He had a huge vision. He had crazy faith, and he was persistent. It took him 7 years to get the funding to be able to sail. They told him no like 100 times, whichever king and queen it was. Right? Y'all know what he wanted for his compensation? For one, he wanted to be called like the god of the sea or something crazy like that. Right? He wanted to be able to rule the land that he discovered, didn't really discover it. And he wanted royalty. He wanted to own like 30% of the land and have it connected to his family even after he died. Talk about a vision. He almost got it. He almost got it, y'all. He wanted to be called like ruler of the sea or something. Can you imagine that? If he would have got 30% of something that wasn't even discovered, it was already on. People was already on it. We had already circumnavigated the globe. But his vision was so huge, you gotta respect it. Right? So you see what you are prepared to see. So if you're living out of your memory, right, and you're not thinking on the positive, because memory is a higher faculty as well. But if you're living out of your memory, you're living off the things you've seen on the TV, right? You living off things that you witnessed in life. But only the positive thoughts are what we should remember, because you have the power of imagination. That's the same power as creation, right? So what are you imagining on a daily basis? So write this down. God's gift to you is your potential. God's gift to you is your potential. Can anybody guess what your gift back to God is? What you do with that potential? What you do with that potential, exactly. Action, but not just any action, right? How are you using the potential that God gave you to impact the world? See, when your vision is clear, right, your mind isn't dominated by what you see, right? When your vision is clear, you realize you can't go and do everything that normal people are doing. When your vision is clear, you realize that you aren't normal. And you can only be around people with clear vision. So just think about this. You got to think the eagle is the highest flying bird on the planet. No bird, exactly, do the opposite of the masses. No bird can reach the heights of an eagle. So you mean to tell me that an eagle can fly the highest and they can still see further than any other bird on the planet or any other creature? Sheesh. Clear vision, marvelous talent, marvelous results, miraculous results, right? So, what are some things that you can do to help keep your vision clear or to even develop the vision? Again, write it down. We hear that a million times, right? Write it down. Meditate, right? Challenge yourself to only think about the things that you want to see. Like, if I'm thinking about something or if I'm meditating and it's a thought that I didn't put in there, right? Or if I didn't control, or it's a part of my brain that something pops in, I literally wipe it away. I'm like, no, get that out of here. That's not what I wanted, right? So if you don't have a vision, you kind of just it's like you're running around with a blindfold, literally running with a blindfold on. Prime example: Stevie Wonder has no sight, but he has a huge vision. right? He had a vision that he was going to use his talents, his potential from God to make an impact in the world. Understand how powerful that is. Some of us got sight, but no vision at all. Right? So another example, Bishop Wright. He went to a college somewhere, like a religious college, somewhere in the Midwest for a meeting. Right. And they said he was having an argument about how there would be no more inventions or no more advancements in technology. Right. And someone told him that people are going to be able to fly in the next 50 years. Him being a bishop, him being religious, said, "You're crazy. Only angels can fly." I don't think he realized that his children were angels. That was Oliver and Wilbur Wright. Their own parents didn't even know the type of vision that they were going to have. Right? So again, when your vision is clear, it allows you to block out the distractions. It allows you to control your emotions. It allows you to pursue it with relentless passion. Right? Now, I'm not perfect. Not at all. My vision could be a little clearer. I know exactly what I want, and it's pretty clear, but I got to take it to another notch as well. Right? So again, your focus has to be on the vision. All right. Again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for hopping on the line today. I really hope y'all got some value. I know it wasn't as long as we normally is, but I didn't want to be here for a long time. I just want to be here for a strong time. So much love, light, peace, blessings, and gratitude to everybody on the line. You can follow me on the gram at Moody _ Blues 7. And yeah, Moody _ Blues 7. Right. Again, much love, light, peace, and blessings, y'all. Thank you so much. Peace out. Thank you, Cree.